Who is this?
Señor Butoles. Necesitamos su ayuda desesperadamente. Soy un representante de los productores de oro de Venezuela en Oldschool Runescape, y estamos dispuestos a negociar.
So you're finally ready to pay your wilderness protection tax, are you? I knew it was only a matter of time until you cowboys came around.
Créeme, señor Butoles. Ya no queremos jugar a este juego de mierda. Pero la economía en Venezuela se ha vuelto tan terrible que el cultivo de oro en Runescape es nuestra última opción para alimentar a nuestras familias.
Well then, let's get down to business. I'm going to want 50% of all profits made in the wilderness from this point on. And in return, I will grant you full protection from me and all of my savage goons.
50%? That's it. You got yourself a deal.
As all of you know, I have been hunting down the gold farming population for months, but after today's negotiation, any gold farmer from Venezuela is to be protected at all costs. The government in Venezuela has gotten so bad, and so corrupt, that the citizens are actually turning to farming gold on Oldschool Runescape and other crappy games to provide for their family, and honestly boys, now that they have paid their wilderness tax, I have nothing but the utmost respect for the Venezuelan community. What's going on in Venezuela right now is not a joke, even though the memes we see on 2007 Scape Reddit make it appear to be one. There are millions upon millions of women and children who are actually starving, and living in the streets. The government in Venezuela is so corrupt, that none of us have ever experienced the level of corruption in our entire life. Children are legitimately starving to death right now in Venezuela, and hardly anybody is doing jack shit about it. But we have a chance to help make a difference. The International Rescue Committee is collecting funds to provide life-saving support in Colombia, which is where lots of Venezuelans escape to. They are providing protection, access to medicine, and other critical aid. They are vetted for incredibly effective and efficient usage of funds to support their mission. The IRC provides refugees in Colombia with cash relief and health care, plus specialized support for women and children. I just donated $50, and I will also be giving all the ad revenue from this video to this charity. Please take a closer look at the situation that's going on in Venezuela, and donate to this charity. It will seriously help save someone's life. I will leave the link to the charity at the top of the description down below. And with that being said, I set out to the Black Chins in the wilderness to hold up my end of the deal, and offer my bodyguard protection services. Hey Goblin Boy, stop right there. What exactly do you think you are doing? You think it's okay to steal from the poor? Let alone evade your wilderness tax? Even though it's almost tax time? Jeez Louise boys, this guy couldn't kill a level 2 spider to save his life, let alone a gold farmer with 40 defense. Let's show this cowboy how we take out the garbage, the old-fashioned way. Yeah, get dropped ya little shat. That's what you get for coming out to the wilderness wearing studded leather chaps and a maple short bow. As long as I was posted up at the Chin Hill, nobody was going to touch any of my Venezuelan boys. I ran so many wannabe hybrid shats out of town, that it wasn't even funny. Except to me, of course. It was hilarious. Run you little idiots, run. After guarding the Chin hunters for quite some time, I was eventually invited to join a Venezuelan Chin gang. One of the interesting misconceptions about the gold farmers at the Black Chins is that all of the Venezuelans are working together. But that couldn't be further from the truth. Take a close look as we witness two separate gold farming gangs clash over turf.
He's my friend. No.
Shut up.
He is with me.
It does not matter. shut the fuck up.
Although one of the gold farmers begged for a peace treaty, it was clear to see that not all of the gold farmers wanted to share the profits, which was very interesting to witness.
I will kill you.
One of the guys from my gang was so fed up with this guy who was trying to make a peace treaty, that he began to tell him that he was going to kill him.
I am going to kill you.
And within the blink of an eye, we had a full-on turf war. Side by side my gang fought the opposing Chin gang, and fortunately for them, they had better armor and stats. After a desperate attempt of fighting back, the opposing gang decided to pack up their bags and head for the hills, knowing that they would not be allowed to return within this world for the next 24 hours without being ambushed by some serious hustlers. And believe me boys, these Chin hunters don't play any games when it comes to that gold coin. Remember boys, these streets are for the survival of the fittest. And only the strong will survive. Ha 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 ha, wow. Now boys, pay close attention to this level 116. This guy was camping at the lava maze telly spot, hoping to capitalize on some low-level gold farmers making their way to the Revenant caves. Within seconds I could tell just by how slow this guy's clicks were, that I was dealing with somebody who has no idea how to PK. Which meant that this guy had no idea the amount of damage I was capable of doing to his extremely small brain. And within seconds, he was dead, and in Lumbridge. Wow. These are the moments that make PVM boys realize that they will never be efficient enough at PKing. Especially when they can't win a fight against a level 94 that they presume to be a gold farmer. Wow. And even though around 80% of the people collecting black chins in the wilderness were from Venezuela, didn't mean that the other 20% were going to get off scot-free. Oh, you're not from Venezuela? Well then let me show you to the steps of Lumbridge. My deal is strictly with Venezuelan gold farmers only, and if you're not going to pay your wilderness tax, then you are going to be slapped straight back to the steps. The cold, hard, stinky steps. Now boys, pay close attention while I demonstrate some of my savage methods. Here we have another high-level hybrid boy, who was too much of a wimp to fight without his protection prayers. Just when I was running out of supplies, I managed to bamboozle this cowboy with the quickness, and make one of the most epic escapes of all time. Right when Hybrid Boy tried to run in with his melee weapon, I took off, like a spooked horse, in a hailstorm. I ran directly into the green dragon, which gave me just enough time not to be attacked until I had ran into the second dragon. This delay gave me just enough time to click the wilderness portal, but not enough time to escape his next two attacks. Luckily for us, this goblin boy was so bad, that he actually splatted twice on my 8 HP. Which gave me just enough time to make a perfect escape. Wow. This is how you outwit a cocky hybrid clown, with the quickness. And for those of you who are wondering what's going to happen to my road to 10,000 Blackchin series, just know that following this new deal, it is over. I decided to sell my Blackchin tab, which totaled out to a shit ton of money. We managed to make it to nearly 4,000 Blackchins, and made nearly 22 million coins. But given the fact that we died so many times with a Tome of Fire, and an occult necklace, we basically profited little to no money, at all. I'm now going to make a major transition, and began the process of turning my magic pure, into a Staff of the Dead pure. So stay tuned for a new account coming, boys, stay tuned for a new account. And with that being said, as long as we are in the wilderness, no goblin boy is safe. Unless they pay their wilderness tax, then you are 100% safe. But until that tax is paid, consider your necks to be slapped, and your chests to be chopped, every day, all day, for the rest of eternity. And to all of you stinky, turbo virgins, who don't want to help the poor, just remember that the gold farmers aren't who took away the wilderness and free trade back in 2007. It was Jagex. And also remember, boys, that Jagex is worth over $350 million. And with membership costing nearly $11 a month. It makes you wonder who the real gold farmers actually are. Like I said before, this game is riddled with pimps and hustlers, but it's also filled with wimps and busters. Choose what side you're going to be on, boys. Choose what side you are going to. Oh, and by the way, I wanted to deliver a message to the boys over at Jagex. And no, I'm not talking about the mods who are employed by Jagex. I'm talking about the Chinese mining company who purchased Jagex in 2016 for $300 million. I urge you boys to donate just one of your $350 million to the International Rescue Committee, and actually make a positive impact in Venezuela, and finally make the gold farming epidemic within the game come to an end. Come on, Jamflex, isn't 349 million enough? Wow. Venezuela needs our help, boys, and if Jamflex isn't going to open their hearts to starving children, then the savage prophecy will. Ha 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 ha, wow.
You